This is the Song of Conquest, and here is my broken, busted caster character. Notice channeling is only level 1, so they only get 30% extra spell power. They do start with a specialization of 40% extra spell power, but we have a hat here that gives us 60 extra spell damage power, and we have this cloak that gives 1 to every magic. Presumably, I assume every turn. Not exactly sure how that works. This one gives Arcana. Arcana is the attribute that when you have 4 of it, you can basically do like a magic missile equivalent. We have Attuned that gives us +1 to everything as well. We got 3 in a Destruction and 3 in Arcana. So let's go fight something and see how cool this is. Now I know this is a pretty easy army to defeat anyway, but if we imagine it as a stronger army and the kind of havoc that you can wrought, it's pretty crazy. So my setup here is we got 2 of these necro guys to channel, and we got 3 plague bolt caster men. They might be women, actually, I don't know. Anyway, we use the seneschal here to buff our team with extra offense for range and damage. It's only in hexagons, 1 around it, but if you can clump all your range together, you can do some real bullshit. So right now, our damage with attacking is going to be much higher than just casting a spell. So channeling, probably not worth it unless we can channel for that, but right now we're just going to attack. And this guy, he can't reach anyone, so he's going to channel. Channeling gives us more essence for our casting. This guy's going to go into position. He's going to go into this position so we can... Nope, can't use his ability. I fucked up. Enemy troop with hexagon. I've never actually gotten this much before, but this will look like it'll be a little bit of fun. We can do 172 damage, and that's just free fucking damage. I can use this ice thing, but I kind of want to save my stuff because there's another ability I want to use. So we're going to take aim with these guys. We're going to let them walk at us 1 turn. Let them make a little bit of a posture at us. So they need to walk across the battlefield. That kind of sucks for them. So we have 15 of that. So I can blow them up with these, but that's not going to do nearly enough damage. Really, we're looking for this spell. We're looking for Repel. So they're trying to walk at us, right? Not anymore. Actually, you're at the back of the map. Now, obviously, this doesn't work on every map because some of the maps, there's obstacles. Like we just saw here, there was this rock that stopped him from being knocked all the way back. But with the 7 Arcana spell, Repel, now, mind you, mine is so strong because I have so much plus spell damage, which for some reason scales on this spell as well, which I think is quite cool. But if you have the based, no extra spell damage stuff, then it's going to be 7 tiles, which is still like, a third of the map anyway. So that's pretty good. But now that we knock them back, we can also lower their troop movement. Actually, they're not going to go this turn anyway, so let's lower the troop movement of this guy. We can kill 2. Killing 2 for 4 destruction is pretty efficient. But if we get the other destruction spell, we can actually kill more for a better ratio. So we're going to move this guy in front. And we're just going to watch the enemy walk at us as their pathetic brain tells them to. Now we can push them back. We don't really need to push that guy back. I think we'll slow him down. And we'll just buff our team there. So they're going to walk at us. Oh, we can attack them. Get a little damage in, a little more damage in. They don't really do too much because he has a shield, and as you can guess, the shield does reduce the range damage by 50%. We do have some bonuses from high ground, and just having higher offense than their defense gives us an extra damage, but not really enough to actually we can't kill this one. But it usually isn't enough to overcome the 50% one, but my units are so upgraded and his units are so few that they really stand no chance against me. Once again, this isn't an actual difficult battle by any means, both due to the combination of having such strong additional spell power and a generally well-composed army. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's played this game for 1,000 hours and played Heroes of Might and Magic for 1,000 hours and will tell you that whatever composition I have here is dookie bad. And do I want to use this spell or I mean, I can use 2 of these and do double 270 damage. I mean, there's just so many things. I can lower their troop movement by 100% for both, and then they can't even move at me. Like, there's just so many ways. I'm just playing with my food, you know? Like, look at this. Like, when I first got this game, I thought, oh, magic's kind of like an afterthought, or it's something that you can ignore. But every unit you have generates mana for your pool of bullshit to do. They're like, oh, look, this one, they're gonna get to move one less. Bam. You know, oh, this one, it does 6 damage every turn. This one doesn't scale very well. I don't think I have anything else here that I really want to cast. So we're just going to buff again. Oh, we got our guys. Let's do some channeling. Let's do some more channeling. Get that magic going. Oh, we can kill 2 guys outright. Let's just do that. Kill 2 outright. Right now I have it set to the auto spell thing. So it's just, it'll automatically fill in my slots with spells available to me. Sometimes that's not always the best, and you're going to want to go in and put in the right spell that you want to cast. But right now we can just cast a bunch of these and do 69, the sex number damage. And there you go. I think I already showed you my character. This was, well, I didn't actually go over the name. I'm playing the Barony of Loth is the faction, and I am using a Dr. Marjada, and I got a channeling at the upgrade, which is the absolute thing that you want because it just increases your spell damage so much more. I think the level 3 gives it to 100%, and then at that point, I don't think your army is beatable unless the enemy has all in-game units, because you're just gonna destroy so hard. So yeah, that was a little video I wanted to make just on, you know, Song of Conquest. It's a cool, cute little Heroes of Might and Magic. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 successor. This is one of the successors that I can't stop playing. I like it a lot. It's not all the way there yet. The AI for the game is bad. There's no diplomacy. You can play with teams, and the game chugs on bigger maps. But those things aside, the visual aesthetic is incredible. The sound design, I think, is wonderful. There's a lot of polish, and I think it's great. I think it's a incredibly well designed game, and you know, if any of the stuff that you saw here seemed like it was going to give you a boner if you were doing it in your game, then by all means take it out. And, you know, while I'm here, well, let's just, you know, you're sticking around, let's look at some other things I got going on. So I have another army. This is just a basic army. This guy's like fully equipped with a bunch of just plus offense and defense. The stats in the game are really simple. Offense just increases the damage that you deal 1% for every extra offense you have over the enemy's defense, and defense reduces damage you take by 0.5% for every defense you have over the enemy's offense, and every unit has their own set of stats, blah blah blah. You can figure it out. This guy, he's a really simple guy. All he does is he just has extra troop damage, and he has extra base damage, you know, 20%. That's just a flat 20% he's getting regardless of the offense that my units have, and that's it. He's just a guy who just buffs the army. That's about it. But we have this other guy over here. I think this guy's pretty neat. So you kind of notice up here, his army is all plague rats and 2 support classes. So this one buffs my team 5 melee offense, 10 defense, and that's to every unit on the field. So I keep this guy back, he buffs, and I just set in a swarm of rats. And the rats have this cool ability that when they take damage, they get buffed for troop movement and damage. Now mind you, I have 121 rats. If they get berserked, I've just basically doubled their damage, because they do 2 to 3 damage per unit. You have 100 plus units, so they're doing 200 to 300 damage. They get hit once. Now they're doing, you know, what, 5, I don't know. I don't know math, but they do a lot of damage basically. And I just send swarms of these out at the enemy. This is the no thinking build. I just literally build the rats and send them at him. And why am I doing this? Well, because he has a specialization plus 1 HP to rats. So if I have 100 rats rather than having just 6 health each, and we can even see, we see the base stats in gray, and we see the increased stats in green. And I think that's fucking awesome, because now we can see what the unit would be with no modifiers, and we can see what the unit is due to the modifiers. Now, we don't know what those modifiers are, but if you're paying attention, you can kind of deduce them. Some of them are from their hero character here. Some of them are from research that I've done, and you know, so on and so forth. You could track down all the different modifiers. This is my weapon that I have equipped. It gives 14 offense and extra gold while pillaging, which in the late game, there's not really too much pillaging to do except for you're at your enemy's bases, and I'm trying to let red recover so I can have an enemy to fight. As you can see here, the game's chugging a little bit. But yeah, those are some of the other characters that I have. And then I have this lady, and her role is just to run around the map and give me income. She has 3 to taxes and 2 to march, and she just runs around the map and collects troops for me and ferries them to the front lines. And yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty awesome, and a great game. And also, this is the most important part, okay? But look at this. Look at this bug feature. I'm going to report a bug. Let's say I wasn't able to end my turn. I write that in. Okay, so describe my issue. And then I have no idea. I'm going to report a new issue. And then, oh look, it takes a screenshot of where I was. I can draw, you know, look over here. This is where the issue was. I can describe how much of an issue is it, you know, how is it inconveniencing me. Oh, how often does this happen? Every fucking day. Always. It's constantly happening. And then you can type out like how to reproduce it, describe the bug more. Like, this is the best report system I've ever seen in my life. And something about these indie games, you know, because I've played across the obelisk, is that if you report an issue in these indie games, you know, once they have the time, they will fix them in the next patch. I reported an issue in Across the Obelisk. In the next patch, bam, it's fucking fixed. You know how fucking cool that is? That you can report something like that to the developers, directly to them. I think this game is like a 4-man team, and bam, shit's getting fixed. That's incredible. You know? So, I don't know, somehow this ended up being me just like talking about this game, Song of Conquest. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I had some things to say. I really just wanted to show that one video in the beginning of my Dr. Marjada, just going all Super Saiyan magic out, but I guess I got a little excited. So anyway, thanks for hanging out.